Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today we have Alexis joining us. Hi, Alexis.
Hi, Amanda.
Guys, Alexis is a coach here at Create Your Future. She is an NLP practitioner, master practitioner, as well as a hypnotherapist. And today we're going to bring you a success story and tips on how you can manifest your crush in like 5 days. Okay. So we got some great techniques. One that we actually haven't talked about on this channel for a very long time. So again, when you listen to these success stories, guys, make sure that you use it as a catalog to request that this is going to happen to you, because if it can happen for somebody else, it can happen to you. And yeah, and like always, near after the story, we're going to talk about how you can make this happen in your life. So awesome.
I'll just jump right on in. All right. So it finally happened, and I am so excited. It's almost as if the third party is poof, be gone. As you know, my SP had told a mutual friend of ours that he was interested in her and wanted to marry her. This is super key. I was crushed when she told me that, as I myself had a secret crush on the same guy, as you know. After our session, I created a mantra for myself. My thoughts create, I create everyone and everything, and I am always the one chosen. Okay, so fast forward 2 weeks, and that's exactly what happened. My SP has confessed his love for me, and he literally told me that I am his dream girl. So cool. It's almost as if the previous version of reality didn't exist. Wow, my thoughts really do create. This is a great lesson for life in general, as I now know to focus intently on exactly what I want. Anything is possible.
Oh my goodness, that is so amazing. Oh yeah, it can be turned around in, I mean, I've had things turn around instantly. 5 days, 3 days, 2 weeks, like you're really, time really doesn't exist. It's just a matter of when we choose to shift. And one of the biggest things that I found myself was not making things a big deal. When things show up that you don't like, just not making a big deal, taking it with a grain of salt and then moving on. And then they just shift right back again. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Totally. I think that's super key in general to note, and then was really key for this client, because it was almost like she had like blinders to what was happening, and then this mantra kept her on track, and then she was the one that was chosen. So there was like the lack of reacting, thinking the thoughts come out, and then poof, be gone. It happened literally as she wrote.
So you bring up an excellent thing, is we haven't talked about mantras on this channel for a long time. So mantra is a way to do a mental diet. So how you would do it is you would take your major complaints and you would actually change them into a mantra. So for instance, what was her major complaint was that obviously that he never chooses her, right?
Yeah, well, he had chosen someone else that she was really close with. It was like one of her best friends.
Right.
Yeah.
So her mantra was, what was her mantra that you gave her?
My thoughts create, I create everyone and everything, and I am always the one chosen.
Exactly. So right there, key is it's exact opposite of what was creating the third party. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But she was never chosen. He's going to choose someone else. So now she was saying, I'm always the one chosen. He's going to choose me. This is my turn. So like, so it depends on what's going on in your life. So if you feel like he doesn't want to be with me because I'm not good enough, or he's got baggage or commitment issues, then you're going to want to make your mantra being like, no, he's over his baggage and he's ready to be in a commitment because I'm good enough. So you want your mantra to basically hit on your points. This one that you gave was really good because it reminds you that your thoughts create and that you're going to change this around. So it depends on what your major doubt is, but mantras are really good. You got to do them every time you think of the person or the situation. That's the only way that they work. And this is the only way you're going to get it done in like 3 to 5 days, is if you really just put all the thought to it and make sure you're on that mantra.
Exactly. And I think it's really important too to note for this client that when she had that mantra of I create everyone and everything, that it takes the pressure off of just the SP, of just the crush, of just that, because then she was able to expand into the thoughts of, oh, everyone and everything. Like that's everyone and everything, not just him. No big deal, right? It encompasses a lot, those three or four mantras.
Exactly. It does actually. I like that. Reminds you that everyone's you pushed out and you're doing this, right?
Yeah.
And also I think changing the concept of the person. Like I know, for instance, it was really crazy when I first met Andrew. He said he was interested in being in a relationship on the first date. And then somehow between the first date and like a year later, I had somehow twisted in my mind that he had baggage and didn't want a commitment. And then I had to flip back to that. And it's funny, as I flip the version of him, he flipped, right? You know, and yeah, like, and if I was to say, well, why did you have issues being in a committed relationship with me? He's like, well, I don't remember that. Like, he doesn't even remember now. So, you know, things aren't a big deal, and you know, and people will flip just as quick as we'll flip. So I think it's very important to change the concept of what you think the other person wants as well.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And that non-reactive, being able to be in that non-reactive thought place, I think is really important, because when the thoughts react and the thoughts take it for like as if it's a really big deal, then that affects the mental diet. Like, you can allow it to happen. It's happening. No big deal. Okay, it's happening. I get it. It's happening. But not to change what's happening in here is the most important.
You know, and a really good way to do that is to change the meaning we give situations, right? So for instance, okay, let's say Andrew is late coming home from work. Okay, and I think that maybe, you know, or let's say Jerry, I don't want to create this with Andrew, but let's say Jerry, my teddy bear. Jerry is late coming home from work. Okay. And all of a sudden I think, what is he doing? Who is he out with? Is he like networking with some girl? Like, is he out having, you know what I mean? I would get really upset quickly because I'm giving the meaning of him being late, not, you know what, he's cheating on me or, you know, seeing other teddy bears. Now, however, if I change that meaning to, no, you know what, he's just late because he's getting me wine and flowers, now all of a sudden I feel good. So, you know, and then that'll in turn create him bringing me wine and flowers. So what we always want to do is we want to watch the meaning we're giving things, because the reason why we react is we're giving things a meaning that we don't like. Now, everything's empty and meaningless. It had no meaning to begin with, and we created them being like, then we create the meaning that we give it. So if we want to stop reacting, let's rethink the meaning we're giving the actions that we originally created. I used to, oh my God, I did that with Andrew, like my business. I want a guy that helps me, you know, plan and work on my business. Well, then he started doing it. And then I started making it mean that he thought I wasn't good enough. And then I started getting mad. Yeah, true story. And he was like, you know, and then he just kept doing it because I kept intending he would help me with my business. But then I kept reacting every time. You know, and you know what? That's just it, right? Like, you know, and so we want to stop reacting. Let's find out what we're giving that meaning to. Let's break that down, and that's going to help for reacting to stop. So.
And that was actually something that this client did. So this client didn't talk about the situation to anybody. So her touch on the SP was a secret. She didn't, the friend, that happened, she didn't go and tell her friends. She didn't talk to the friend about it. That friend that he had the crush on first, she never even knew that she had a crush. Does this make sense? So it's you know.
That makes sense. You know, you bring up an interesting point. You know, you want to refrain from telling the old story to people that are not trained in helping you change it. So, you know what, you've nailed something big here. Sometimes people are scared to even tell us the old story. We need to hear the old story because our intention is to find your blocks and to change it, because you're already telling the old story. The people we don't want you to tell your old story to is your friends, your family, your mom, your brother, your sister, people that are untrained, that are just going to agree with you that so-and-so is mean and you should probably go find someone better and say there's more fish in the sea, right? We want you to refrain from retelling that old story, but we need to hear it, you know, because we're there to change it. So very, very interesting point that you bring up. I remember I did a live yesterday and it was like, well, what's one of the ways that you can change your health? Well, stop telling the old story about how we've got these injuries and stuff, right? Because we're telling the story again, you know, instead start saying how it's, you know, getting better every day and you're feeling better every day, right? So
yeah, exactly. So important.
This is so amazing. So guys, just to recap, make yourself a mantra. Mantra, mental diet, stop reacting, change your meanings, right? And yeah, you know, and as long as you're focused, like seriously focused on every time you think of the third party, the situation, your SP, you're always just doing your mantra, you're going to get this done, I'm serious, in like 3 to 5 days, even less than that. You can do it instantly if you intend that. So, you know, really focus and put the pedal to the metal, because you are the creator and you deserve to have it. You're God.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Alexis, for being here. She is having a sale right now, guys. So if you are looking for someone to help you create a mantra, she is the queen of them, and she'll help you create a really, really good one. And so check the link in the description below. And thanks, guys, for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.